For the benefit of viewers who don't know why I'm asking, you said this. In general, this is also one of the reasons men find youth attractive. You want to blow up the internet? I'll blow up the internet right effing now. The reason 18 and 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25-year-olds is because they've been through less dick. People say, oh, you can't say that, but yes, I can. A 19-year-old is more attractive than a 26-year-old woman, and I'll tell you why. Because that 26-year-old has talked to more guys, been to the club more times, been effed and dumped more times, more arguments, more mess, more for me to clean up. That is misogyny.
Why?
Because you are encouraging a mindset about 25-year-old women that makes them sound out to be infinitely less desirable than 18, 19-year-olds and having effectively been having too much sex to be taken in a more respectful way.
Well, firstly, even if that was the case, that wouldn't be misogyny.
But what did you mean by what you said?
That's not misogyny because it's not
Okay, this is always being said by guys like in the red pill community that the older a woman is, the more sexual partners she has had, or the longer a woman takes to get married, the more promiscuous she is, and stuff like that, right? But it actually doesn't make any sense, okay? Because say women are individual people who lead different lives, and not all identical clones of each other, okay? So you could get an 18-year-old woman could be promiscuous, or a woman who's in their 30s, 40s, could be a virgin, okay? That has happened before, okay? Some people, it's kind of rare, that are very old but are virgins. Well, not very old, but old for being virgins, okay? Now, I could say there's these Christian YouTubers called Girl Defined, right? They're two sisters and they're Christians, and they don't believe in sex before marriage, okay? So presumably they were both virgins when they got married then. Well, Bethany was in her 30s when she got married, okay? Now, if some red pill guy didn't know her, didn't know about her life, and just saw that she was a woman, in her 30s, getting married, he would have looked at that and been like, oh, well, she's been riding the cock carousel when she was in her 20s, and now this silly mangina simp is gonna marry this washed-up woman when he could have got an 18-year-old, when, they don't know her, They just make this assumption about women when they don't know about their life, okay? Now, some of the reasons why guys slut-shame women when they don't even know who they are or what life they lead, right? I think, there's a few reasons. Now, some of the obvious reasons, the obvious ones is because some of these guys are mad at women for not doing what they want them to do. If they want all women to be married as virgins before they're 25, and women aren't doing that nowadays, some of these guys in the red pill community act as if, women are naughty, disobedient little children that are wrong for not doing what they want them to do, okay? But they have no ability to control women, so they just try to shame them by being like, oh, you're sluts, you're whores, you're riding the cock carousel, when they don't even know the woman. Okay, that's one reason, and one of the other obvious reasons is that some guys they have trouble finding a girlfriend or trouble getting sex, and because they're a bit angry about that, it just makes them feel better to shame women and to call women names. Okay, so that's a couple of the more obvious reasons. Okay, now some of the reasons that I also think that why guys will make this claim that women are riding the cock carousel when they don't even know the woman is because it's what they want to believe, okay? Because a lot of these guys in the red pill community, they need to believe that women's world revolves around men, okay? Because they will say all the time, women can't survive without men. Women need men. Women, if they can't get a boyfriend, they're desperate and they're unhappy. And a woman's whole life has to be revolving around men, and women have got to be thinking about men all the time, okay? And valuing their worth only on what men think.
Somebody responsible
with the big ass lashes. Are you looking for a boyfriend?
No.
You're not looking for a boyfriend?
No.
What are you looking for?
She's looking for a sugar daddy.
Nothing?
Nothing.
You don't want anything from life?
Anything.
What?
Not for my nigga.
So you want
I
to be
don't want a
independent?
boyfriend. Yeah.
Are you gonna die alone?
Where's this going?
Everybody
If
gonna die
I do,
alone.
maybe.
The fuck?
Pop Smoke, what are you looking for?
That's smoke.
Okay, so if a woman like doesn't go and get married when they're young, and does other things with her life, then that means that that they need to believe then that she's like being promiscuous and that she's like sleeping with loads of different men, because if she's not, then it means that she's not focused on men like they think that women, that they need to believe that women are all the time. Okay, so even though they complain about women being sluts and whores and being too promiscuous, even though they complain about it, a lot of these guys would rather believe that women that are single are being promiscuous and that they're out there riding the cock carousel. They would rather believe that than believe that a woman's focus is not on men. Like, if a woman's older, or what they call older, when they get married or get into a relationship, if she's not being promiscuous, then it means like what, she's focused on other things, like it might be career, hobbies, friends, family, travelling, or she might have just other things going on in her life that are not to do with men. And this, I think, scares some of these guys in the red pill community, because they need to think that a woman's focus is on men all the time. So if she's single and she's not married, they'll just say like, oh well, she must be riding the cock carousel then, because they need to believe her focus is on men. Okay, I also think that the reason why people like Andrew Tate and some of the red pill guys want like a really young, like 18-year-old woman is because at that age they're more naive, gullible, and more easier to control, right? Because a lot of these guys, they want a submissive woman who'll stay in the house, do whatever the man tells her to do, put up with the guy cheating on her. Okay, so like a really young woman is more naive, gullible, and easier for them to mold into what they want. And also, if she hasn't got like any job or career prospects, she's less likely to leave a toxic relationship if she's come to rely on the man to provide for her. Okay, so an older woman who's a bit more worldly, a bit more experienced, got a bit more confidence, is less likely to put up with their rubbish. Okay, so it's in their interest to find a young woman. Okay, I also think the reason why some of these guys don't want women that have had other partners in the past is because they are insecure about their self and are worried about being compared to other men. Okay, because don't get me wrong, I think anybody, male or female, has a right to say like they don't want to be with somebody who has had lots of previous sexual partners if they don't want to. But this Andrew Tate seems like worried, like even if the woman has spoken to lots of men in the past. Okay,
A 19-year-old is more attractive than a 26-year-old woman, and I'll tell you why. Because that 26-year-old has talked to more guys, been to the club more times, been effed and dumped more times, more arguments, more mess, more for me to clean up.
and this just gives the impression that really he's insecure and just doesn't want to be compared to, doesn't want the woman to compare him to other men. Okay, but anyway, that's all I've got to say about that for now. Thank you for listening.